Hello and welcome. Today, we're tackling a huge topic for every finance leader out there who wants to really level up their team. We're going to break down how to master data analytics, and we're using some fantastic foundational work from the FP&A Trends Group to guide us. This is all about delivering that high-quality info your business needs to win. So let me ask you this. Does this question hit a little too close to home? It's a massive pain point for so many finance leaders. I once heard a board member say, "We are poisoned by data." And that just nails it, right? There's more information than ever, but actually turning that flood of data into something clear and actionable, that's the real challenge. And here's the reality of that challenge in one single number. The 2025 FP&A Trends Survey found that a staggering 46% of an FP&A team's time is spent on just one thing: data collection and validation. Think about that. That's almost half their week just wrangling numbers before any real analysis can even get started. So, what's the real cost of all that data wrangling? Well, it leaves just 31% of your team's time for the work that actually moves the needle. The strategic thinking, the insight generation, the stuff that drives better decisions. Everything else is just prep work. It's a huge missed opportunity. This massive disconnect between what FP&A teams want to be doing and what they actually spend their days on, well, there's a name for it. It's called the FP&A execution gap. And it's the core barrier that turns all that strategic ambition into a daily grind of manual tasks. And these numbers, they really paint a picture of that gap. Just think about it for a second. Almost half of teams, 45%, are still completely anchored to Excel as their main tool. A full 30% are working with tech that's over 5 years old. And the result of all that? A tiny fraction, just 9%, are able to operate as the true strategic partners their organizations are crying out for. Okay, but it doesn't have to be this way. That's the good news. There's actually a clear, actionable framework for closing this gap, a real path from frustration to influence. And this framework, it comes from the fantastic work of finance transformation leader Tanbir Jazimudin. He laid it all out in his insights paper for the FP&A Trends Group. It's a blueprint, really, built on real-world experience for turning data into a genuine strategic asset. I love this quote from Christian Martinez over at Kraft Heinz, because it just gets right to the heart of the matter. Success isn't just about buying some fancy new software. Nope. It's a whole effort that focuses on 3 key things: governance, literacy, and collaboration. It's about people and process just as much as it is about platforms. So here they are, the 3 pillars of data mastery. It's a simple, powerful model. First, you have to curate your data to build a foundation you can actually trust. Second, you implement the right platforms to analyze it. And third, you have to foster a culture that uses data to make decisions. Curate, implement, foster. And yes, they happen in that order. All right, let's start with that first pillar. Curate your data. I can't stress this enough. This is the non-negotiable starting point. If you don't have a solid data foundation, everything else you try to build on top of it is just going to be unstable. So curation starts with an information strategy. This is all about the why. Before you even think about tables and systems, you have to define what actually drives value in your business. What are the KPIs that matter? What are the key questions you need to answer? This step makes sure you're not just collecting data for the sake of collecting data. Okay, so once you know why you need the information, then you can build the data strategy. This is the how. It's the technical blueprint for the entire data lifecycle. How you're going to capture it, clean it, store it, and ultimately get it to the people who need it when they need it. And the final piece of this curation puzzle is data governance. This piece is all about trust. It's where you establish the rules, the ownership, the processes that guarantee your data is reliable. I love this analogy. Think of it as the immune system for your data. It keeps things clean, consistent, and it protects the whole organization from getting, poisoned by bad quality data. So once that curated data foundation is in place, we can move on. The next phase is all about building out your platforms and nurturing your organization's culture. And you have to do them at the same time. And this leads us to a really critical insight. Technology and culture have to evolve together. They're symbiotic. You can't just install a super sophisticated new platform and expect everything to change overnight. Your people have to be ready, willing, and able to use it. And you can see the two very different outcomes right here. On one side, you've got the classic tech-led approach. You buy the shiny new tool, but nobody gets trained or engaged. So what happens? They go right back to their old spreadsheets. And boom, the investment fails. But on the other side, with a balanced evolution, you deploy technology at the pace of your culture. People get skilled up, they see the value, and the transformation actually sticks. And look, this culture challenge is very, very real. The research shows that even when high-quality data is available, nearly a third of organizations, 32%, still make decisions based on gut feel. That is a cultural hurdle that no amount of technology alone is ever going to solve. So, with this whole framework in mind, what's the clear path forward for you as a finance leader? Let's connect these ideas to the tangible results you can actually achieve. And this is where you see the real payoff. This isn't just theory. Teams that have high-quality data spend 42% of their time on high-value insights. Now compare that to teams with low-quality data, they're only spending 19% of their time there. That's more than double the strategic output. That is the return on this investment, right there. So your role as a leader is to drive this change. You have to be the champion for it at the highest levels, making analytics a strategic imperative, not just an IT project. You have to enforce the discipline to start with an information strategy, not just a new tool. You have to create accountability by making data quality a senior leadership responsibility. And maybe most importantly, you have to invest in your people. Give them the skills and the time they need to really thrive. So, we're going to end with this question. Your team already has the ambition to be a strategic partner. That's a given. The real question is for you, the leader. Are you going to be the one who closes that execution gap by giving them the data, the tools, and the culture they truly need to succeed?